In session 3 of the Roofing Estimator Pro Quick Start video series, we're going to cover customer information. We'll start by covering an appointment request from a customer, and you may get an appointment request in one of two ways. So we'll show you how the calendar and customer creation interface works. And then once we've scheduled an appointment with a customer, we will send them an appointment confirmation via email. We'll print out an appointment sheet for our measurement crew to go on site. We'll also do a little bit of research about the property with some of the customer research tools we have. And then when the crew comes back with information about the house, we will take the photos and upload them to the customer record. So let's get started, and we'll look first at a request for an appointment that comes in via telephone call. So if a customer calls on the telephone and we're going to create a new customer record, we can do that in one of two ways. We can go to the customer's toolbar icon here, or we can go under the customer's menu and go to customer search. So I'll click on the customer search, and that will bring me to the main customers area here, and all the customers are listed here. But if it's time to add a new customer, I'll just go and I'll hit the Add New Record. In the Customer Data Entry dialog here, I've got the main contact information for the customer, and then I have a number of related areas of information down here below. So to start with, we'll just capture the customer's main information. So I'll type in the details for the customer here, the name and the address. Now, one thing I would like to note again is that we have required fields noted throughout the input area, and they're noted with a red star for required. Again, if you leave any of them blank, you will not be able to save the data, and the system will tell you that you have required fields missing. So make sure you fill in all of the fields that are required and noted with a star. So I'm going to type in the rest of the address for this customer, choose the state, country, phone, and email address. Again, email address, although a required field, if you don't have one for the customer, you'll just have to put some value in there. And now we have our basic information for the customer. So now I will save the customer's record. Now let's just go make sure that the customer is in the system. I'll look for Childs under the last name equal to, and here is our customer. Although there's a couple of other customers as well, we have our customer right here. So now that I know I have the customer here, I'm going to come down into the appointment section, and I'm going to add a new record for an appointment. Now, the appointment will be for an estimate on site. Go to house is your placement. Okay, and then we're going to put in a date and a time, and I'm going to choose to schedule this for the 19th, and I'll schedule it at 10 o'clock a.m., and I'll say that it'll end at the 19th at 11 o'clock a.m. The event type comes from the event type pull down pick list that we saw earlier. So I'm going to choose a roofing estimate, and I'll assign it to one of our folks. I'll assign it to the salesman, and it's already assigned to the customer, Mary Childs. So I'll go ahead and save that, and now we'll see that we have an appointment sitting underneath Mary Childs' customer record. So if we go to the calendar here, we'll see that there will be an appointment, an estimate on site here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So now that's one way of getting a customer and appointment into the system, is to add the customer and then add the appointment to the customer. Another way that we can get appointments into the system is if your system is integrated with the Roofing Estimator Pro website as well. You can use your free estimate form on the website to have a customer fill in all the details, and it will be automatically transferred into the Roofing Estimator Pro system. So to show that functionality, I have a web browser pulled up here, and I have one of the Roofing Estimator Pro website templates here with the free estimate form. And I've completed the information, the contact information, as though I were a customer here, and I chose to have an appointment for Friday the 19th at 2 o'clock p.m. I filled in some other information from the form as well, and so at this point I will fill in the rest of the form here and submit. Now I've got a confirmation here as the customer from the website, but the other thing you'll note is now that that's been done, over here in the Roofing Estimator Pro system, if I come to the calendar, we'll see that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, now there's actually an appointment sitting here as well. And I've got the customer's name, phone number, and email address sitting right here. So I can double click on the record, and I will see additional information here. So I can tell where the appointment is, the address, some additional stuff that was filled out on the website, and I can see all of that information. I can see that the appointment is from 2 to 4. At this point, I can actually assign this appointment record to be a roofing estimator type, and I can assign it to a person on the team and hit update. Now I've automatically got an appointment, and this also data entered all of the information about the customer as well. So I should be able to go into the customer search and find the customer with the last name. And here's the customer that was automatically added into the system by the Roofing Estimator Pro website template. So I didn't have to do any data entry for this one. This customer actually came to the website, filled out the form, the information was automatically sent over, the appointment was created as well. So that's the two ways that we can get customers into the system. We can create them from scratch or have the website send them up over to us, and also the appointments as well. So now that we have an appointment for this customer, it's time to send the customer a confirmation email for their appointment. So underneath the letters area, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a new record for this customer. And here I've got the customer letter area where I can freeform type a bunch of information, or if I'd like, I can load in a pre-populated template. So I'm going to do that down here at the bottom. I'm going to load in a template for a confirmation letter, and I will load and merge that. And what happens here is the subject gets filled in based on what the confirmation letter template asks for, and I have merged in all of the variable data that was in the letter template that we set up in the prior training session. So now I have the confirmation letter. I can hit the send email button, and that will send the email to this email address here. And now I see that there is actually a sent date and a letter ID. So I'm going to save this, and I'm also going to come over into my AOL email program here, and we can have a look at the email that the system sent out. So here is the appointment confirmation email, and as you can see down below, it's formatted and has all of the information built into it. So that is the customer appointment confirmation. So now the next thing that we will do is to come to the customer's appointment, and we'll have a look at it, and from here we'll create a printable appointment sheet for the salesperson who's going to go on site to do the measurement. So the appointment sheet will be a printed document here. It's one of the documents that comes with the system, and it has some information on it such as the date of the appointment, the customer's contact info, the customer's address, the directions, additional information, and then a very specific time that the appointment is for. So that's an appointment sheet that will be given to the installer or the measure estimate team to go to the house and take measurements. So now they will go to the house and they'll do their things and take some measurements. So now we can do some additional research on the customer while the installation crew is over doing the measurements. We can come to the resources tab here where we can do a Google Maps aerial view of the customer's house. And so in doing that, we can then zoom in a little further and get right on the house, and we can actually take our mouse and do click points here to understand the size of the roof lines. So that piece over there is actually, depending on the size of the slope, and I would say that this is a medium slope, is going to be 4 square. So there's 4 square right there, or 400 square feet. And then I can clear that. This just gives me a quick idea of how big of a roof project this is. So there's the other side of the roof. There's another 11.5 square. So you can trace the roof lines to get an idea of how big of a project you're looking at. And you can see the surrounding houses in the neighborhood to see what type of a neighborhood it is you're going to be doing a job in. So that's the aerial view from Google Maps. And then we also have property research data from Zillow service, where you can see the information. It's a single family home. You can see the tax assessment, you can see information if available, when it was built, the lot size, finished square feet, beds, bathrooms, so on and so forth. So you can get some extra research data about this customer's home while you're waiting for your installation crew to come back. Now finally, once they come back with the measurements, you'll be ready to create an estimate. But before you do that, you can also, in the customer record here, go to the photos section where you'll be able to upload some pictures that the crew took while they were at the house. So I've brought up the image upload dialog, and I'm going to go browse to the hard drive and get the picture, and I'm going to upload it. And now that I've got the picture uploaded, this is a picture of home before roof replacement. And I will save this, and it will be attached to the customer record. So now we have information about the customer. We've sent them an email confirmation. We've set up an appointment. The customer is in our system. We've looked at the resources which allow us to research the aerial view of the house, the surrounding neighborhood, and also the Zillow property data that allows us to get an idea of the size and value of the house and things of that nature. So that's about it for the first section of customer input regarding customers and appointments. We'll cover in session 4 the actual creation of estimates, contracts, jobs, and work orders.